Street, Tom Owen-Evans, good to be back today.
Yeah, obviously I'm buzzing to be back here, first and foremost, and obviously with the situation today, obviously going down to 10 men, buzzing to get a result out of the game, which I think we deserve, by the way.
How did it feel to be given the responsibility of that penalty at the end?
Obviously I wanted it. I know I've already missed a couple this year, but you seen last year I think I scored 7 and 7, and I had the confidence and I believed in myself to score it. So Gal said to me before the game, do you want penalties? And I said, yeah, 100%, I want to have that responsibility.
You seem to have got a good relationship with Josh Gowling. He brought you back, he's obviously got confidence in you. How does that make you feel?
Obviously it's nice to feel wanted, and he rang me Monday night and said, look, I just want to talk to you about me recalling you so that you know about it before it sort of happens. Would you want to come back and play for me? And I said 100%. I think he's got all the attributes to be a good coach, and I think you can see today that the boys put everything in, and I think we controlled majority of the game, and even with 10 men, I think we still had control of the game. They weren't really threatening us, and I think you can see that everyone's working hard and everyone's putting a shift in, and hopefully with this it can spur us on and sort of start our season from now.
How much, because you've not been here for a while, so how much do you feel that there's a change in the dressing room and that more positivity?
Definitely, I think that's a good word to describe it. It's a lot more positive. Everyone's sort of feeling almost a bit refreshed, sort of, everyone's coming here today, everyone's buzzing and looking forward to it, and sort of, Gal said to us, he said, go out there and play with freedom, press the life out of them, which I think you see in the first 10-15 minutes until we had the sending off. Go and give the fans something to cheer about, and I think the fans hopefully seeing that everyone's putting a shift in and working hard, and we want to repay the faith they've given us and get a result like we did.
And it's obvious that players like you liked the ball to be played from the back through the midfield. So is that something that Josh, and to a lesser extent the coaching staff, have been talking about?
Definitely, he said. I think obviously I weren't really here, so I didn't really, but they were saying that we want to play. We've got a good footballing team, and we've got players that are capable and good enough to do it. So he said, I want you to pass the ball and be creative, and like I said, play with freedom. And I think you could see that in the opening 15-20 minutes today. Obviously it's a bit tougher when we have 10 men. We probably could have played more with 10 men, but I think you can see that there's a sort of change in philosophy, and that we're trying to play the ball rather than sort of just hit it long.
And what difference does a positive crowd reaction give the players?
I mean, it's massive. I mean, they can be the 12th man for us, and everyone knows. I'm sure opposition teams come here, fearing to come here, because if we're playing well, then they're a massive boost for us, and they get behind us, and it's a massive spur for us. And yeah, like I said, they can be the 12th man, and today they've helped us get the result.
What do you think you need to replicate your Player of the Year performances last season?
I want to be playing consistently games in a position where I can get forward and show the ability I've got to sort of get in the box, score goals, create goals. It's just about me sort of playing consistently, and I think if I'm playing consistently in a position that I can affect games in more, then hopefully that ability can come through, and I can show everyone what I'm capable of doing.
Is that in an attacking midfielder role, sort of a number 10 just behind the front man?
That's where I like to play. That's where I feel comfortable playing, and I can play other positions, and I think I can do a job in other positions, but I think that I have more of an effect on the game if I'm playing higher up.
How much difference do you think this is now going to bring for the next 15 games of the season?
I think it's massive. I think it's a turning point, and we said we want to start the season today, and I think with our performance we would have been gutted that we lost the game today, because I think we deserve something out of it. But I think getting the result in the end like we did with 10 men, I think it just makes it that little bit better in it, and it gives us confidence and positivity, and obviously we can carry on with the freedom that we've been given from Gals to hopefully shoot at the table now with performances.
And finally, it was clear and obvious to everybody that the decisions that the replacement referee was making were really winding everybody up. Have I assessed that right, or what did you make of him?
I thought that as well. You probably see me. I get onto refs quite a lot. I probably should keep my mouth shut, but in the moment of the game, do you know what I mean? It's only because I care about doing well for the team, and I thought I didn't really see Ben's. He's jumped in. It could probably be a red, but the more frustrating thing for me is when Alex Bray's gone through on goal. I think everyone, even they knew that it was a red card, and for him, I think if it had been the ref before, maybe he'd given it. Maybe it's where he's sort of 30 seconds into start and he didn't really want to give anything. But then maybe it's evened itself out because I weren't really sure whether it was a penalty on Rowan in the end. So, like you said, I can't really complain.
Well done today.
Thank you very much.
What's sort of the difference between when you were last here earlier in the season and today with your role? Were you given a lot more freedom today than you have been?
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing previously here, I was it was more of like a 4-4-2, and I was sort of centre mid, and sort of, like I said, I think if I'm playing centrally in midfield, I can do a job in there, but I'm not playing to my strengths, and I'm not able to affect the game in the way that I want to affect it. So, Gaz said to me, obviously we had Ben sitting behind me and Tommy today, so he said me and Tommy we got licence to get forward, and I think we've done that until the sending off.
You're quite excited for Jordan to get back in the team as well, because with two of you having that sort of freedom, it might be create more openings as well.
Yeah, definitely. Nico's back training this week, so I think it's maybe a bit early for him to be involved today, but I'm sure that he'll come back in and show his ability, because he's a very good player.
And were you quite surprised when you got that phone call from Josh on Monday?
I was, yeah, because it was almost a bit out of the blue. Sort of, obviously, I hadn't spoke to anyone at the club since I left, sort of thing. So I spoke to the boys a few times on that, about sort of like asking how they're getting on, but I weren't really sure of the situation with obviously the managers and that. So I was actually in the car with my little brother on the way to coaching, and Gals rang me, and he's like he said, do you wanna come in and play for me? And I said 100%. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. So I was buzzing.
Great.
Brilliant.